Hello there fellow NPCs, I am Scythe, and today we're getting back into Love Sucks Night 2, and we are following the, what's his name? The Hellhound Brimstone, that's his name. As we are chasing down Sam, the sassy familiar cat. Because that cat, that familiar, knows stuff it's not supposed to know, and it's going to take it to its witch mistress. Master, mistress, yeah. And things like that. So now we have to hunt the cat down and stop it from spilling our secrets. Yeah, it's just like that. And also we have to make sure that Jan and Anna doesn't try to kill us again. You know, stuff like that. So yeah, with that said, let's go. What are we going to do when we catch him?
We need to figure out why he's going back with you. Might be a key to nullifying the spell.
Oh. Why it's going... Oh, right! The familiar actually knows that I died, but then again I didn't die, so it's actually time traveling as well. Interesting. And if he makes it to his master before we catch him?
I don't know. We'll try diplomacy. Maybe you can f*** your way out of the situation.
I mean, I can try! The pair ran across campus, chasing the happy hellpup hard on the trail. With Brimstone sniffing along the ground, they were led to the science building. Brimstone parted the door, and Naomi turned and waved at the nearby security camera. Moments later, the door bust open. Turning a corner, they looked down the hallway and saw a strange yet familiar door. The cat slipped through it. Oh! It's actually part of the door. It's not just a cat door. Interesting. Fun. Brimstone ran up to it, barking as it danced in a small circle.
Did you track down that stupid cat? Yes, you did. Good boy. Good boy.
Oh, why was she saying it so sultry? Naomi pulled out something shiny for the dog, who gladly started chewing at it. What was that?
A knife.
Okay, I was expecting like some kind of crystal or something, but not a knife! Why?
Hellhounds eat metal like normal dogs chew bones. Stems from chewing on armored adventurers.
Oh! Yeah! Doesn't that get expensive?
Nah, I get them from the cafeteria.
She turned her attention from the dog finally to the door.
Though, has this door always been here?
I don't think so. Nope, not last night, that's for sure.
What do you mean?
This was the closet. Oh, is that the closet?
You mean from last night?
Kurt nodded. He was quite familiar with this door.
Though it wasn't like this last night, right?
Nope, far less shiny.
Give me a minute to look it over.
And it's gonna disappear? I believe it's gonna disappear. I knew it was good, something like this was going to happen, but still. And also, what a thong, really? Naomi spent a few... No, you gotta love a thong, though. Naomi spent a few minutes examining the door very intently, her red thong sticking out from beyond the top of her jeans. Kurt tried his best not to stare, but it made his mind stray. Thinking about his time beyond that door with Jan.
Get your d out for me.
He felt a rush in his chest as he thought about his time in the closet with a vampire. It was an extensive, it was an intense experience. Especially how it ended. However, with Naomi in front of him, his imagination wandered. Boy!
What you thinking about?
Let's not talk about that! Riptio, killed for loot dust. Nothing! Nothing at all!
Just nothing? Not thinking
Very much
about
nothing.
the times you had behind this door.
Why are you questioning me like this? Think I may be getting flowers for someone tonight?
Girls don't want flowers. Girls want pretty swords.
Only if they are like you. I think that's just you.
Swords are still better.
I do agree with that, though.
Ready to find out what's behind the mystery door? Now that I don't think it'll kill us anyway.
Sure. Naomi carefully opened the door, revealing an expansive area full of strange oddities, neatly organized.
Well, this looks like a witch's lair if I've ever seen one.
Gerd looked over Naomi's shoulder and peered in carefully. Was this always in the closet?
Yes, you jizzed in this poor person's house.
Kurt gulped. Really? Naomi looked back at him incredulously.
No! What are you, stupid?
A bit, yeah.
It's not the closet. The closet links to the room.
Oh, I'm sorry. Life made sense yesterday. Doors couldn't go to two separate places.
Actually, they could. You just didn't know about it. Do things you don't know about scare you?
I mean, you scare me.
Like what self-preservation feels like and how not to be such a nerd.
Such a racket.
Here we go. Here she is.
Oh, you naughty kitty. What did I tell you about bringing people home? And such loud people at that. I have to warn you all. I don't usually have office hours on weekends.
Dr. Blankenship, you're the...
Yes. And please, in or out, you're letting in a draft.
That cat is just so happy to be resting there. Damn it. Naomi folded her arms as she entered unconfidently. Brimstone followed her in.
Well, this is a surprise.
Naomi turned to see Kurt still at the door. She signaled for him to come in.
A witch invited you into her home. It's rude not to accept.
I thought that would be an obvious trap, but yeah, I guess we can accept it. Kurt passed into the room slowly. The door slammed shut behind him. Naomi and Dr. Blankenship quietly stared at each other, like they were sizing each other up. Naomi's guard was fully up, but Dr. Blankenship kept a smile on her face, calm as a still pond.
How much do you know?
Enough.
How long have you known I was a Nimrod?
A few minutes. Sammy just informed me.
Naomi tilted her head slightly.
How long have you known we were monsters?
When you walked in at the start of the semester.
Naomi nodded ever so slightly towards Kurt without her eye leaving the witch.
And what about his situation?
Dr. Blankenship smiled gently at Kurt, like how one might smile around a terminal patient.
Since the day they walked into class with it.
Oh. You could just sense it or something. Naomi's eye narrowed to a slit.
And you didn't think to tell anyone?
Dr. Blankenship let out a small sigh and looked at Kurt with guilt.
My dear, the thing that Nimrods forget is that the Twix Accord is not just about staying out of our affairs, but that we stay out of theirs as well.
Huh. You think she'd know that, but it's such a thick rule set. Naomi's nostrils flared as a snarl grew on her face, but Kurt stepped forward. Can I speak? I'd like to ask a few questions to keep calmer heads. Fine. Go on, Theo. Ask your questions. You're a witch? What's the Twix Accord? There was a ghost. Sorry we had sex in your closet. It wasn't her closet, though. What do you know about this ritual? Yeah, he asked questions like that. That's that harsh. He's new to this. Yes, Kurt, I am a witch. What would you like to know about us? Naomi rolled her eye. What was the question even? Are witches monsters? Naomi rolled her eye. Dr. Blankenship gave him a curious look. No, Kurt. Unlike Naomi, I'm human. While Naomi can produce in terma herself, humans have to draw from other sources. In terma. I guess that's like mana or magical source power or for magical power. For witches, that is the ley lines. Magic accumulates in our blood. The longer a bloodline resides upon a ley line, the better they can harness magic. My family has been here for 7 generations. Can anyone learn magic? Not just anyone, but perhaps we should save that conversation for another time. Was that witch costume your normal outfit? Well, one of them. I'm lending another to a friend. And it fits in all the right places. I think he's asking how someone else fits your proportions. And now that I think about it, this explains why there are so many ladies in town with your dimensions. Don't say it so bluntly. What? Magic in humans has to go somewhere. Makes some people tall, some denser, some heavier. Heavy for their size, dead giveaway actually. Someone being stacked or jacked isn't suspicious, but someone weighing way heavier than they should, super suspect. Naomi looked Dr. Blankenship up and down slowly. And sometimes it explains why some Nimrods call this place MILF Valley. Wait, what? Blankenship took a second to compose herself after that. Are there a lot of witches in Crescent Valley? Well, there has to be if this is MILF Valley. Indeed, when witches found conclaves in the New World, they settled around the newly discovered ley lines, free from the prying eyes of the Old World. Crescent Valley's ley lines is a small but potent, with rich junction points, which remain a popular choice for immigrating witches too. So, more than just like you. Oh, yes, Kurt, more than just like me. What about Sammy? Well, it's not a witch, that's if that's what you're asking. Are you Sammy Whammy? Take my payment in tuna and head pats. Familiars assist witches in their work, you see. You feed in French fries too? French fries? But those are bad for cats. Something Raxus. Are you conning people into giving you French fries? The cat dashed off momentarily. What type of magic do you practice? My primary studies are in enchantment, casting boons on people and modifying objects. You mean buffs? Oh, how I hate that word. Gamers. I cast boons, I modify objects, I do not buff. Before you ask, Kurt, I cannot buff you for several reasons. Such as? For one, the magic is already active on you, a spell unfamiliar to me. Adding more magic into the mix could have unforeseen consequences. You could explode. I could explode? Probably not, but the phrase, what are the odds, decorates too many tombstones. Or if you exploded, perhaps they would decorate a matchbox. As for the second reason, I mentioned two fields. My current studies are focused on a new field, confluence magic. What is confluence magic? Confluence magic harnesses the energies exuded by momentous occasions, both historical and personal. Washington crossing the Delaware, the signing of the Magna Carta, the French Revolution. These historical examples of confluence of energy from thousands of peoples, their decisions, their emotions, their actions past, present and future. The echoes of these major moments can be harnessed into powerful magic. The more recent, the better. Echoes fade with time after all. You need a major historical event to cast a spell? That seems inconvenient. To cast a very potent spell unaided, perhaps, but did I not specify personal occasions too? I theorize that this is why so many old rituals specify breaking of virginity. Ooh, that is interesting. The weight that culture places upon thus imbues it with power. Oh, I actually really like that theory. Ha! For a more personal example, Kurt, take the moment you discovered the world of magic. Or your first threesome. Kurt blushed under the doctor's gaze. You've had rather a lot of confluence compatible moments lately, haven't you? Practically buzzing with potential energy. Almost intoxicating. Kurt blushed deeper still. Not just emotions then? No, history and moments. Very academic. This isn't an anime. Though I'm a fan of that one. Which one? Just anime in general? What would you like to know about us? Good, we got that down. What's the Twix Accord? It's an ancient covenant between the Nimrods and my coven. So long as we don't interfere with Nimrod's affairs or collude with their targets, we may self-govern. Monsters, too, are protected within our conclave. Our ancestors banished anything more dangerous than a banshee. Witches have free reign in this region when they f*** up the answer to the other witches. How'd this come about? Naomi looked over. Well, you wanna take this? Huh, you know, they never told me. Dr. Blankenship looked unsurprised. They wouldn't have. The short version is that witches aided the Nimrods about 400 years ago. The specifics are sealed. We can request aid from one another officially, but there's much formality and ceremony to it. Now isn't one of those times? No. No, very much not. It's one person. It's not that important. Sorry, no offense, Kurt, but you're a single human. It's not like an ancient god is awakening. Go on, Theo. Ask your questions. There was a ghost. A ghost? What do you mean? Something showed up in a bathroom mirror. It wasn't easy to understand, but there's a spirit trapped in the ley line. Oh my, that is quite a fate. Before it disappeared, it told us to find a witch of the Valley of the Crescent Moon. Well, you found one. And it's related to the ritual? A previous victim of the same ritual. A previous victim and the Valley of the Crescent Moon. That's an old spirit indeed. That poor thing. To the point, it said a witch can help us. I think it used to be a witch itself. Is there a way to contact them again? Well, you said it disappeared. It only stayed for a few minutes before fading, and its words were all broken up. It seemed like it couldn't keep up the connection. That isn't surprising. For a spirit to be trapped within a ley line, I'm surprised it wasn't torn up ages ago. The ley line is a turbulent, raging river of magical energy. If a spirit is swept up in that, then no. There's no way I know to purposely make contact with it. Nor if it will ever have the energy to manifest again. It could have used all of its energy just to advise you find a witch. Chasing down your familiar had an unintended bonus. Quite. Sorry we had sex in your closet. Naomi facepalmed loudly. I told you it wasn't the closet. Wasn't sex either, technically. Both Kurt and Naomi stared at Dr. Blankenship. Yeah, why does she know that? Good form though. I hate to see what would have happened if you didn't think to use your finger. Why did you see that? The ritual is called the Contritos Chord. It hails from the days of the old when magic and monsters were far more harsh and obdurate. Two beasts of like mind and like love. Yeah, we got that part. Belly's full of blood and spunk. The bit that got me confused is access to a locus. The covens have several places where we access the ley line, but they're protected. I don't think the girls would be allowed in. You sure they don't have a witch conspirator? Dr. Blankenship suddenly became uneasy. That is a scary thought. However, if someone allowed them in, they're also warded against using these types of spells. The whole coven would know. However, it's possible a rogue point exists. It'd have to be old though. But if tapped and rarely used, it would escape notice. Go on, Theo. Ask your questions. Were you going to let the girls go through with the ritual? Dr. Blankenship let out a sad sigh. The girls are dangerous, and the situation is complicated. Then explain it to me. Where would you like to start? I may be a witch, but I'm a scholar, not a battle mage. I can imbue objects with enchanting, harness confluence magic, but neither of these talents fare well in the face of tooth and claw. Confronting them about their plans directly would likely just lead to my untimely end. In my professional opinion, correct? Indeed. I'll leave the dangerous monsters linked to, well, dangerous monsters. You're lumping me in with them. Ah, no, well, that is to say... Blankenship laughed nervously. I'm sworn to protect humans. That includes witches. Quite a relief. What makes things complicated? The ritual those girls have invoked is unforgiving. If it is not completed within 3 full days, a failsafe will trigger. This is why they are so careful not to lose the amulet. Without it, they cannot finish the ritual, and if they don't, and the spell is negated, The energy will run wild. He'll send the monster-kind inhabitants of the town into a frenzy. They'll be driven to kill everyone in sight until the target of the ritual is slain. Oh. If you're not killed, the ley line might erupt under the strain. If I inform the council, they'll likely determine it'll be safer to not stop them. Thus, we'll be in collusion with rogue monsters. Then you'd be breaking the Twix Accord. Indeed, thus I have not reported it. Furthermore, something is amiss with all of this. The talisman, one component of the amulet that was in the museum. How did they find the other parts able to perform this ritual? It takes years of research to put this together, and I don't think the girls are capable of that. You came up with a thesis statement after all. You knew about that? Kurt, please. Jan's papers start off like she wrote them at the gunpoint, and Anna's are so vague you barely know what she's arguing. It was definitely you or Sarah. You think this is deeper than just those two? Much deeper, I fear. Kurt frowned heavily, but Dr. Blankenship gave him a sad smile. Fret not, though. I'm working on how to nullify the ritual. That's why Sammy has been on spy duty. It's admirable you're still alive. Maybe it's a sign they won't go through with it. Naomi scoffed. I got a question. Why does the cat go back in time with Kurt when he dies? He does what? Do what now? Oh. I guess I forgot to mention that. Dr. Blankenship blinked a few times as she stared at Naomi. Naomi lifted up Kurt's hand, the rune glowed dimly. I put a protection rune on Kurt. It set it off a protection for a target of the ritual's harmonics. Its wording was vague, but we didn't have anything else. It required a target, an anchor, and a key phrase. If he gets killed by either of the girls before midnight, he goes back in time. To when exactly? Last time I said the key phrase for the spell. Which is... Naomi groaned. Well, this thing is picked... punch. Hey, I tried boobies! Okay? I tried boobies. At Naomi's words, the rune on Kurt's hand flared, causing Blankenship's eyes to widen. Did that just do it? Naomi looked over at Kurt curiously. Did it? Kurt shook his head. Didn't see the white flash. I don't think it did. That's what I thought. It reacted to the word, but it only works at night. Naomi opened her spellbook and offered it to Dr. Blankenship, who practically grappled for it. Her eyes moved over it quickly, gulping down the information. Gain knowledge of future events. Clever. We'll send you back in time would have been more clear. So, Kurt, how many times did you go back? How many times? I've done so many times in the closet, you have no idea. That's so funny. But we only did die once. Naomi stared in shock. Dr. Blankenship did too. Well, I would have to figure out what to do with this information. No, I'm not doing that. More than a few. It was funny, but no. I knew it. Dude, you know it. I told you 4 times. Sammy showed me what it looked like you dying in the library, but nothing after. When he showed all of us meeting upstairs, I assumed it was an echo of another future, a byproduct of magics that never came to pass. How do you handle it? Generally, I try to repeat it as it was. If I get too far away, things become totally different. Naomi told me not to change too much, so I'm trying not to. Wow, you actually listen. Dr. Blankenship took Kurt's hand and looked over the spinning rune.
Wow. Demon magic is very different from Elixian. I understand the concept, but to see it up close...
Never read Vexel?
Not really. Witch orders generally forbid it.
Okay.
I know the times have changed, but... Vexel was considered the magics of destroyers and usurpers.
Well, I mean, it is, but you can still cast prestidigitation with it.
Really? Prestidigitation? Prestidigitation? That's a D&D spell. Dr. Blankenship seemed quite excited as her finger traced over the rune haphazardly, like she was drawing her own.
I can't be completely sure yet, but it looks similar to an older, familiar spell that I used to on Sammy. That might explain why he's affected.
Wait, I put a familiar spell on him?
Oh, fuck off. Naomi looked over to Kurt.
It seems that way.
Well, you need to take care of me now, okay? Naomi, I am your familiar.
It's not a familiar spell entirely, of course, but it's based on one.
Can I teach him tricks?
Kurt raised a brow.
Speak.
What?
Good.
Good boy. Oh, I love Naomi. She is so fun. Dr. Blankenship wasn't paying attention. Her hand was on her shin as she thought.
I could do more if I had the matrix of the spell. Unless you got it when you tripped him into the girls? That's why you did it, right?
Dr. Blankenship was visibly excited and Naomi couldn't help but smirk.
Guilty.
When you chipped him into the girls, what does that mean?
Unless you got it when you tripped him into the girls?
Don't know what that means.
Guilty.
Is there a way for you to show it to me?
In a fashion.
Naomi knelt down to the floor and placed her hands upon it. With her clawed hands. With a flash, a fiery magic circle spread out and burned itself into the hardwood floor.
There.
Did you light the floor on fire?
Kinda.
Is that going to come out?
Probably. Not.
Who cares? This is so exciting!
Dr. Blankenship joined Naomi on the floor and touched the glowing runes. Eee.
Wow! Feel it. It's still warm. Look how sharp these ruins are around the hexagonal lattice. Are they always this jagged?
Most hell runes are. They require nominal vertex and strominal sigils to be in alignment.
Dr. Blankenship started tracing on the floor with her pen, causing blue glowing lines to take form. Kurt could only stare in utter confusion as the two pored over the markings on the floor. Is a Brimstone in love with Sammy? It seemed like the two talked back and forth on the floor for a long time, using words and phrases Kurt couldn't even begin to comprehend.
Good news! I think I got it. I have to get some components, but using my confluence magic, I think I can construct a charm that will nullify the spell over the next 2 nights.
Great. Another MacGuffin.
Yes. I get most of my components from MacGuffins. Lovely store. You go there?
MacGuffins is a store? Never mind that. Sorry, overexcited. However, this is going to be a patch job. Several different overlapping magics, lots of energy, and a quick time frame. Things are going to get messy. What kind of messy? It's like chemistry. You need certain inputs, and in order to get those inputs, we might have to do some weird things to get them.
But a more precise reading of the object is needed. If Sammy can hold it for a few minutes, I'll have everything I need.
Again?
Well, Naomi's reading is very accurate, but some parts don't translate from Vexel to Elixion. Not enough detail. I wouldn't say her magic is primitive. No. That's not the right word. Unrefined? No. Can magic be blunt?
Yeah, it can be pretty blunt. So, how do we get it?
Is this an official request from a Nimrod?
Naomi gave her a sideways glance and broke into a smirk.
Yes. So, once again, how do we get it?
I was watching the girls argue earlier. The succubus insisted she carried because the vampire dropped it last night. Well, I guess I could be bait. If Anna's carrying it, getting the girls to strip would allow Sammy to get it, right? If I come back and Sammy is with me, will he still know the spell matrix thingy? Dr. Blankenship thought about it.
Yes, I suppose. A bit unorthodox.
Still having problems with your dick, I see.
Hey, it's efficient! Okay?
And how exactly are you going to get them to do that? Strip poker? Shadowmancers are notorious cheaters when it comes to cards. Or are we going to resort to drunken party games like Never Have I Ever?
Hey, that could be fun.
Relax, Naomi. If he acts half the stud muffin he did last night, he'll pull this off no problem. Isn't that right, Tiger? We just need a place. Far from prying eyes.
Okay.
I think I got a place. The greenhouse. Addie has the key.
A greenhouse. Again. We were in a greenhouse in The Walking Dead just the other day. Achievement unlocked. Seek out a witch. Recruited a witch to help. And what the hell am I wearing? The sun was starting to set as Kurt made his way out of his dorm, headed toward the alleyway. The same alleyway that turned his world around last night. He grabbed his old lab coat and some gloves to make a costume. He still wasn't sure what it was, but it was more than just a bomber jacket. Well, just slightly more, okay. It was still just a coat as far as costumes went, but it needed something he could get easily in and out of. In case things happened. He also was far more prepared than yesterday. Inside his coat he had several condoms, wet wipes and a small pillow and a towel. He was prepared to be a stud muffin. He hoped. Hey, Kurt! Kurt turned and saw his roommate walking up to the dorm. Hey, Adam. Thought you said you had another costume. I'm coordinating a lot, and everyone knows that to go to the green dinosaur. And we're going to need it tonight. Oh? Yeah, tonight is a charity night. We have a chance to beat the record put up by a Ricky Rose Rosario 8 years ago. The man is an idol of mine. It means so much we could beat it. I've been gathering support for weeks. You didn't ask me. I had a hard enough time getting you out of the dorm on Halloween. It was true, he did. Anyway, gotta run. Have fun out there. Adam walked in as Kurt smiled. The most social man alive. Kurt entered the alleyway again and a shiver went up his spine. He still had vivid memories of Naomi bashing him against a wall and revealing the truth about monsters to him. Yeah, it felt like years ago. Hard to believe it was yesterday. Hey! Oh, hell yeah. Kurt fell down on his ass at the side of Addie. What, did you forget I was going to be out here? Kurt huffed as he got up. No, I remember. Naomi's going with Sammy to the greenhouse. You're here to make sure we get there smoothly. I wasn't expecting a werewolf, though. I'm not a werewolf. Werewolves are gross. I'm a shifter. What's the difference? I'm not the product of an STD. That's the difference. Well, I guess that's one way to put it. Kurt perked a brow. She huffed and rolled her eyes. Look, it's complicated. I can explain later. But shifters can change into another animalistic form and are attuned to plant and nature magics. My aunt shifts into something like a pangolin. I have a canine-like form, but not a werewolf. Oh. I thought she was more like a cat, actually. Which is why I thought Sammy was her third form. Monster. No, a human, familiar, monster. And you haven't changed back because your mom. That really answers my question. Thank you. She huffed again. We're about to meet up with 2 dangerous monster girls. I just want to be ready. Speaking of what we are, what are you exactly? Kurt looked down. I'm not really sure. I got together a costume. Better than just the bomber jacket from yesterday. Still just a jacket. Well, I needed something easy to take off in case things happen. He blushed. She scoffed. What? That you put more thought into how to get your pants off than actually being something for Halloween shows how horny your mind is. It has more pockets. Here. She passed him a book. What's this? Kurt looked down at the composition book. He opened it, but it was empty. My name is You're an Idiot. An empty journal? It will fill itself in when you learn something it thinks you should know. So it's magic. Magic as hell! I've been working on trying to replicate the enchantment on Naomi's book for months. For now, it'll only show you stuff that you already learned. When something gets added, you'll probably feel it. Consider this a prototype, so look after it. It's attuned to the rune on your hand. Figured that would work as your magical signature, since you're not a mage yourself. When you press the band-aid on the spine, it'll display information you've collected on the girls. You're the only one who can see it. Kurt pressed the band-aid as she said, and he felt a tingle run through the back of his hand as he opened the book. Anna Holiday. Succubus. Succubi feed by draining life force from someone via touch, as well as through sexual contact and sexual fluids. Age unknown. Likes unknown. Dislikes unknown. What about Jan? Jan Priest. Vampire. Vampires feed on blood. They are divided into clans. Shadowmancers manipulate shadows. Age unknown. Likes unknown. Dislikes unknown. Naomi. Naomi Blackstone. Cambion. This is an amazing image, actually. What are the others? Yeah, they're still pretty good, but somehow I am more drawn to this one. Demon hybrids possess enhanced physical attributes even when not transformed, and have innate understanding of destructive magic. Age 20. Likes collecting swords. Dislikes Jan and Anna. Dr. B. Dr. Evelyn Blankenship. Human witch. Witches are human mages blessed with the gift of magic and draw from ley lines. Age unknown. Likes magical research. Dislikes unknown. Info. Oh, okay. Monster facts. As a 7th generation witch of the valley, she has a lot of magical ability. Imperfect transformation has to cover her left eye. Nimrod feeling, can summon Hellhound, use a Vexel magic, whatever that is. Specializes in enchantments, 7th generation witch. Studies what she calls confluence magic, practices elixir magic. Monster facts. Vampires in Yan clan are capable of manipulating passing matter through shadows and darkness. Vampires need to drink blood. Yan and her clan are able to manipulate shadows. Yan cannot always perfectly control the power. Yan doesn't show up in any kind of mirror, not just silver-backed ones. Anna cannot control the life drain via touch and continuously drains. If Anna consumes sexual fluid, she gains more control over the draining touch. Okay. Now, how do we get out? Here we go. Wow, there's stuff in it now. Yeah, like I said, it will fill itself in. Here, watch this. You know Naomi's a Cambion, right? Yeah, she says she's a quarter demon. Specifically, she's a quarter Hellion. New entry, Naomi. Hellions are powerful demons summoned purely to enact war, death, and destruction. Kurt felt another strange sensation on his hand. Now you probably have a new fact about Naomi. Go check it if you want. Wow, this is really cool. I'd hope so. I was going to give this book to you earlier, but you two ran off. I wanted to check. Here, there it is. You can now click the book icon in the text box to open the journal anytime. Speaking of which, how'd that go? Let's check in on Naomi, though. An emerald field can summon Hellhound. Hellions are powerful demons summoned purely to enact war, death, and destruction. Speaking of you, witch, how'd that go? What do you mean? Naomi gave me the synopsis, but do you trust Dr. Blankenship now that she has revealed herself to be a witch? I don't think so. Not that I have much choice. That's my problem in general. Are you bothered by the fact that you didn't know Simon was a familiar? She stared daggers at him. She looked at him for a long time before crossing her arms. Maybe. I thought we were cool. Her ears perked up. Here they come. I guess she jumped into a tree? Ed extended her hands and a maze of vines grew up the wall out of a single crack. Okay. She scaled it in less than 5 seconds and hid on the roof of the building. It was actually quite stunning to see. The girls approached and he felt his heart beating faster. Anna was wearing a cute pink nurse's uniform with a skirt a bit too high up. Oh. Jan, meanwhile, was something. He couldn't tell if she was some kind of wolf or cat, but her outfit was slim and very complicated.
Hi, hi!
Hehehe, look at that! Hi, hi!
Sup, killer?
But that is actually where we cut off for today's episode. We are going to continue to hang out with Jan and Anna next week. And we will see how they are gonna try and mesmerize and memorize. Is that the word? No, it's not. Dismember me. In a sense, yeah. And I will, of course, try to avoid it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. And thank you, Joseph, for donating directly to my Ko-fi page. If you guys want to help me out, you can do so by clicking the link down in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one. And remember, just because you're not the main character, it does not mean you're not important. Goodbye, everyone.